This episode of the Aloha Broha podcast is brought to you by About the Goods. Want some dope fucking clothes, shit, all kinds of dopeness? Go check out About the Goods at their shop in McCully. The address is... What's the address? I don't know. Okay. Load up. I'm trying to load up the website. 930 McCully Street, Suite 203. So check out About the Goods. You can check out their website at aboutthegoods.com. That's ABOUTHEGOODS.com. See that? I can fucking spell. About the Goods is run by my homie DJ Revised, DJ Terabyte, and Took Honolulu, who, yep, they're dope motherfuckers. And they got the freshest shit. You can get all kinds of clothes, all kinds of hats, jewelry for the ladies. And they even got fucking records for you fucking DJs out there. You know, so don't sleep on that wax, you know what I'm saying? Roots, hip-hop shit. Also, we are brought to you by Greenleaf Check. Greenleaf Check is a creative group of like-minded individuals, such as myself, DJ Terabyte, Qualified, who is our in-house MC, Kawhi, and a bunch of different contributors, man. You can check out our podcast on iTunes, where we put up like dope mixes. You know how I know they're dope? Because I fucking made most of them. Yeah. You can also check out mixes by DJ Terabyte and Kawhi on there, as well as guests sometimes. I think the last guest we had was fucking DJ Shift. DJ Shift. He's a bad motherfucker. But yeah, you can check all that stuff out on greenleafcheck.com. iTunes. Search on iTunes. Search Greenleaf Check on iTunes. And you can also find us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/greenleafcheck. And yup, check out the podcast. Hey, yo, Quali.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, man.
What up, bruh?
Who got the pretzels and shit?
I got the pretzels and shit.
Who got the pretzels and shit?
I got the pretzels and shit.
Who got the pretzels and shit?
I got the pretzels and shit.
God, went demon there for a second. What the?
I got it, man.
Okay, hey, hi, hello.
What are you up to?
This is the Aloha Broha podcast. I am one of your hosts, John Cozy, and with me, as always, maybe not all the time, but
now it's gonna be all the time.
It's gonna be a little more often. Is Qualified.
That's me. I am qualified. Oh, and we got this other guy over here.
This dude, he's been here all the time.
This is
Quality.
the dude who has been here all the time.
All right, I'm Ben Hamilton. I thought you were gonna say my name. Shit.
Oh no, you say your name.
Oh yeah, but he says your name and I get nothing. I just get left hanging.
That's because it's my return.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Whatever.
It's a big deal.
So yeah, no, I'm Ben Hamilton.
I'm Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar here.
I'm Ben Hamilton. A Trip Has 808. We got two guests with us today
on episode 009. 8, 9, fuck, one of those numbers.
This is kind of sad that we're only like not even 10 episodes in. We're already forgetting what number we're on.
Because, man,
I hate numbers, man. Math
goes so
sucks
hard.
in school. I don't pay attention to numbers.
It goes so hard, we can't count.
Continue.
Introduce your guest.
We have, today we're going to be talking a little bit about one of my favorite things, which is professional wrestling. And right now we have an actual former world heavyweight champion in the building.
You gotta do like the wrestling intro, I think. So for this one, man, you gotta bust it out real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Standing at 6'5", weighing in at 278 pounds, we have Kaimana.
Thank you, Quali. I'm very excited to be here. I'm ecstatic. I'm very ecstatic.
You know what I mean?
All right, yeah. And our other guest today, standing at almost 5 feet and also 276 pounds, comedian and wrestling fanatic, Chad Wago, the supposed comedian.
I'm actually 5'3", you asshole.
Oh, damn. It was close enough.
Bro, I'm only like 6 feet, but he said 6'5". That's only when I'm excited.
That's extra credit.
I'm excited.
So I had to exaggerate too.
Hi-oh. Come on, they built Rey Mysterio at like 5'8".
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 5'2".
He's not 5'8".
Something.
So let's jump into this. Quali, you lead us.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're going to be talking a little bit about professional wrestling. If you know me, you know that I have the WWF Attitude Era logo tattooed on my shoulder. If you didn't know that and you know me, well, now you know.
See, I always thought that was the the World Wildlife Federation. I thought you were like really into animals.
Pandas and stuff.
yeah,
I am.
exactly.
I'm into body slamming pandas.
Yeah, we talked about this on the
Indeed.
first episode.
Indeed, we did.
We did. Those cuddly bastards.
It's
They
a
bounce.
callback. That's a callback right there.
Well done.
That's what that is. But yeah, we got a couple guys in here who are also into professional wrestling. One of them is actually a professional wrestler. So we're gonna start a little bit about that. Kaimana, tell us a little bit about how you got started in the business.
Well, when I first got started, I believe was in '98. I first started in '98. The only reason why I wanted to become a professional wrestler is because I used to watch wrestling with my grandpa.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, damn, that's something I want to do. And then when my grandpa passed away, like it kind of further my love for the business
Yeah.
and I wanted to get into it. So when I first trained, it was hell.
Yeah.
Exact hell. Just body slam, chops, forearms over and over and over. Like I had a big handprint on my chest.
Yeah.
And then I had the Nike logo on my forehead because they was kicking and stomping me and beating the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like totally. And then it just felt like I was in a car wreck. I just had to drive like 5 minutes from training to home.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even do that.
Holy
So I just, I chilled, I waited, and then I finally drove home. And then the next day I'm like, all right, time to go at it again.
Shucks.
Who was on TV at the time when you first started watching? When you got into it?
When I first looked, my number one guy, the reason why was the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was just that dude, just his kinetic energy. It was like that was the guy that I wanted to be. But then the one that kind of I idolized was Diamond Dallas Page, Mr. Yoga,
Nice.
DDP.
God damn! I should mention right off the top. Me and Cozy, we don't know very much, if anything, about wrestling. Like I've
Not
watched
too
a few
much.
docs, but we're the kind of guys that like we want to get into it. So like I recognize these names. I recognize some of these names,
Yeah.
but like we're not gonna. We're here to learn about this kind of stuff
I
because
had
it's
a
cool.
little bit. I used to watch a little bit of it in elementary school because my parents had one of those what you call those like cable scramblers.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I get
exactly.
so I get all
You
like
get
the
the
pay-per-views and
pay-per-views. There you
stuff.
I mean, I wasn't using it to watch wrestling, but I had.
Oh
the
yeah, I guess you
scrambler.
get the Spice one and get the Spice 2, Playboy.
Skinamax, Skinamax.
Yeah, see, I didn't have the scrambler, so I just watched scrambled porn.
You ever try? You stare at it long enough and you think you see something.
It's like,
you know
no,
what I'm
there's a
saying?
boob. That was definitely a boob for like 30 seconds.
You could totally stare at it long enough, and then it would turn like kind of blue, and then you could totally
Yeah,
see
there
what
was
was
there,
going
there was
on.
those points where just it would clear up
Yeah,
for a
and you're like,
second.
oh, and then
There we
it's
go.
like-
away.
It messes up, and you're like, oh damn.
Yeah. I watched the Royal Rumble like that actually.
How did that go? Who won?
uh,
Don't know. It's too scrambled.
no, it was Stone Cold. Stone Cold won that one.
All right, all right.
All you would hear is Jim Ross, Stone Cold, Stone Cold.
Yeah, I could hear him every once in a while. Just be like, "What? Slobber." Yeah.
The rest was.
It's like a drop. It's like a drop call.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Diamond Dallas Page, the Ultimate Warrior. So from there, then you started training and whatnot. And then like, how did you get into the sport? Like, where was your like first like official event kind of thing?
My first official pro wrestling match. It's been so long ago.
Well,
it was
even
at Mauna,
like semi-pro.
Bro, it was at Mauna Kea.
Nice.
Yeah, and I would it was just two like wet behind the ear guys just going at it, and then I swear I looked like a cracked up Raven. Like I know you know who Raven is.
Yeah.
I look like a cracked up like just jean shorts, like oily hair, just like a Tupac t-shirt, and then I
Nice.
wrestled some dude, I forgot what his name is, but I wrestled that dude. It only went like 5 minutes. I was blown up, but then at the time of my life,
Nice.
yeah.
And that's what it's about too, is having fun, putting on a good show.
For all three of the peoples that came, thank you, Mom, Dad, and Grandma.
So that was your first opponent. Like, who are some notable opponents that you've had that maybe like some of the people out there listening?
The most memorable one, of course, for me is Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Samoa Joe, Steve Carino,
Yeah. Wow.
Jushin Thunder Liger,
Oh my
Tiger Mask. Jeez, I don't even know now. Like some other like really good independent guys, and I had too much chair shots to the head, so I forgot.
Oh well.
God damn.
Yeah. Let's see. pick a couple names out of that list. Jushin Thunder Liger.
Jushin Thunder Liger. That was like, he's like, out of all Japanese pro wrestling, like two guys I liked was the Great Muta,
Of course.
and Jushin Thunder Liger. And then just for me to wrestle that guy, I was just like, holy smokes. And Japan is known. Let's just get it straight. First off, American pro wrestling is, I would like to say, 80% fake, 20% real. Japanese pro wrestling is pretty much 90% real, 10% fake. So you get stiffed.
What kind of stuff is fake in there? Like just the decided outcome?
I can't, but I shouldn't use the word fake because
It's staged. It's staged.
I
It's
hate
not
when
fake.
people say like, "Hey, is pro wrestling fake?" I'm like, "You get the fuck in the ring."
No, it's not fake.
Yeah.
It's what's called staged.
Yeah, it's staged,
It's planned out, and like all the movements and the hitting and whatnot. That's all fairly real. Like I mean, realistically, really real. But it's like it's more or less predetermined outcome because they're putting on a show, not so much like having a match.
Yeah.
And you said you get stiffed. Like that's kind of like a insider term, I guess. But basically, that means they really hit you.
Yeah. Yeah. In Japan, they want us. They just want to test you just to see, like, oh, you damn gaijin, like, you know, you stupid haole from the mainland. You think you can come over here to Japan and think you can rule our world, and then they just stiff you just to see how tough you are.
So what kind of things are planned out in the Japanese? Like do they know who's gonna win at the end, or is that like kind of decided?
Yeah, Japan is pretty much the same way. It's just like, you know, this guy is gonna go over and stuff like that. But it's a language barrier, which is kind of cool because they just speak Japanese. Some of them understand English, but then like this is the way that we run things. It's just like, oh, lock up and hit and touch and chop, chop, and you're like, I have no idea what you're saying, but I get it. Like, you know, like it's like a common
language between wrestlers. Kind of thing.
Like you just kind of just okay. I understand. All right, I got it. Yeah, but yeah, like everything, like just the outcome is pretty much predetermined. The rest, sometimes you can think of in the ring, or sometimes they have a whole script. I've been in Japan. I wrestled under Piranha Man. Oh, lame gimmick. Lame gimmick, but they pop for you. Like, those guys go crazy. Once you jump up, like, once you get on the top rope, they'll yell.
Nice.
It's like you're a porn star, or like you're a Beatle, or whatever the hell is in nowadays. Whatever people yell for, Bieber, I don't know.
It's like you're One Direction.
Yeah, like you're One Direction, but you're One Direction with the dude that didn't leave. I don't know.
Hey.
So, like one of the things that I do know from watching the documentaries and stuff is that everyone kind of plays their character, and some characters are heroes and some are villains. Did you play a hero or a villain?
Dude, it sucks because I'm always stereotyped as the good guy.
Oh yeah,
I'm always the good guy.
I've heard that the villains tend to have more fun.
Bro, it's super fun. Like the only time I got to play the villain, a bad guy, or you know, a heel, is at this Samoan festival. So it's like a haole guy and me. We're tagging up against two Samoans. They wanted us, the haole dude and the Hawaiian dude, to play good guys, and we're like, no, we're not.
Not at a Samoan.
This is a Samoan festival. They're gonna hate us no matter what. So I'm like, just please give me the opportunity to be a bad guy. And the boss was just like, all right, you got it. I'm like, thank God. And then I just ran with it. You know, like, you know how like everybody says mahu or stuff like that. I'm like, what are you saying? And they're saying fafafenge, which means like mahu in in Samoan. So I'm just like, you know what, fafafenge? What does fafafenge mean? What? It means I'm number one. Yeah. It means I'm number one. Then yes, I am a fafafenge. Then I have someone guy like, no, it means you do this. And I'm like, no, I am not a fafafenge. But it was like the best fun ever.
Nice.
It's always fun to be a bad guy.
Good to go. Cool. So, Chad, let's get you into this conversation more. What was your introduction into wrestling?
My introduction into wrestling, I grew up with it, watching it with my dad. But like the strongest memory that I have of pro wrestling is just like those moments on the Saturday morning show where they would have like the Warrior locked in the casket, or Yokozuna splashing Hacksaw while he's under the American flag. Stuff like that just sticks with you forever. And then as I grew up, I kind of fell out of it with WWE, but in high school, one of my buddies that I used to smoke out with all the time, he actually introduced me to ECW.
Nice.
Oh, yep.
There we go.
And then that just blew my mind.
Yep.
And I would watch the tapes that he would get, and then I would see like these guys where I'm just like, oh, how come so and so isn't there anymore? How come this guy's not there anymore? And he's like, oh, they're with WCW now. And then that was right around the time that the NWO was starting, and
Monday Night
WCW was
Wars.
the biggest thing in the world. So I got super into that. Like I loved in WCW, I loved like, you know, the Chris Benoits, the Eddie Guerreros, the Juventud Guerreras, the Rey Mysterios, all of those guys. I loved the cruiserweight division, and that's like now my favorite thing on television, like not wrestling or not, is Lucha Underground.
Nice.
Because it's that same sort of spirit when I'm watching that.
Plus, it's a lot more innovative now. Speaking
Yeah.
of ECW, that was like I wanted to go to ECW,
Yeah.
but at the time I wanted to go, they went bankrupt.
Oh man.
Oh,
So
shucks. Yeah,
so
right
all
at
these
the
different
end.
like wrestling promotions and stuff, what do they each bring to the table that's like different? Because there's the WWE, there's ECW, there's WCW, and for someone that doesn't really
Yeah, like
Like
what's still
watching kind of
around?
stuff?
How are they
Yeah,
different from each
well,
other?
yeah, what's the appeal for each one? I guess like what do you?
Right now, there's only I would say top two, but it's not even a top two. Right now, it's just WWE, which is number one.
WWE is the
Then
big
on the
game in
bottom
town.
of that, it would be TNA, but they're not even doing that good right now.
Yeah.
They lost a whole bunch of people, and then after that, I would say would be ROH, Ring of Honor, which is an independent wrestling, and these guys are great. The only thing that sucks is that they ain't got no
don't
have
television.
They don't have
Yeah,
money
but they're
behind
like
them.
out of everything, I'd rather watch independent wrestling than WWE because WWE is the same thing. Oh wait, WWE NXT is awesome though.
NXT.
NXT is
go.
awesome.
There you go.
I've seen
What-
that
what
online
is
somewhere.
NXT?
What is NXT?
It's like a branch off of WWE. Like
It's basically WWE doing indie
it's like
wrestling.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's,
it's like- okay,
developmental. Like all these independent wrestlers, they go to NXT first, and then if they do good in NXT, they'll go to
you get to make
WWE,
it
the
to
big show.
WWE.
So it's kind of like a training team.
Yeah, pretty much like a training. ground
Okay,
kind of thing.
a farm side.
It's training, but the thing is, they're working with like there are some new people that they bring in just because they're like bodies,
Yeah.
like they're like really big dudes or beautiful women or whoever.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are like independent stars that have been working
Yeah,
for
they-
10,
Yeah,
15
like they
years.
have names, like
Yeah,
Finn
they-
Balor.
Yup.
All these guys.
He was Prince Devitt before
Yeah.
the
Yep.
independents, and he
Okay.
wrestled all around the world and was recognized by wrestling fans as one of the best wrestlers in the world who wasn't in one of the big leagues.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of guys, like there's this guy Sami Zayn who was El Generico
Oh,
before.
and I wrestled him. Sorry, I forgot
Oh,
to
see?
mention that.
Look at
You
this.
wrestled Generico when
Yeah,
you was
that's
down
crazy.
there? Oh,
Wrestled him
man.
twice.
Oh my gosh.
So awesome.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so well, like it sounds to me like wrestling is kind of like was in a heyday right before now, and now it's kind of falling into this like settlement. Like it sounds like because there was like a bunch of different arenas that you could be in,
Yeah.
but now there's like basically really
I think there's
one if you want to get kind of found and whatnot. Like,
Yeah,
would you
well,
say like it's kind of
WWE
going
is
through a
the-
dip?
Well, WWE is the big show in town, and there's definitely not like the same amount of places to work. Like you listen to guys who are wrestlers, or even some of the big names, like this one Chris Jericho. He would always talk about like it's harder for wrestlers coming up now because like there's pretty much if you want to be in the big show, there's only one place for you to work. Before if you didn't like WWE, you could try out WCW. If you didn't like WCW, you could try ECW.
So what were the big differences between these when they were separated?
in the heyday, ECW was it was more. It
was
kinda where,
innovative.
it's where like extreme wrestling came from. So the
Is that where like
characters.
cage matches and ladder matches and all
It
that
was like
kind of thing?
it was like tables, ladders, chairs,
Yeah, they do-
thumbtacks, fire,
Barbed wire.
barbed wire. Yeah.
And everything was. It seemed ECW was a lot more adult oriented because it would come on like in the TV markets. It would come on like late at night, so they could do a whole lot more stuff, get away with it. So the characters were a whole lot more adult. And at that time, WWF or WWE was very like,
Family
cartoonish.
oriented. Okay.
And
almost.
half of the guys didn't even look like wrestlers. Like
Yeah.
Sandman, he didn't look like no wrestler.
Yeah, Sandman-
Mikey Whipwreck.
Like Mikey Whipwreck was just.
But
a regular
these
dude.
guys, you see, they're amazing wrestlers. Like you're like, how the hell can they wrestle? But they can.
Yeah, and they told really different stories from like WWF was telling at the time, and even WCW, and so people latched onto it. It was like more like there was a gimmick, or not a gimmick, a storyline going between Tommy Dreamer and Raven, and like Raven got Tommy Dreamer's son involved, and he was like, your son worships me, and just like a whole bunch of like crazy stuff going on that was like at that time that like was way different than like the kid shit you were watching on TV.
Right.
And
one of the other things that I thought was great about ECW is all of the different styles
Yeah.
that they used, because with WWE they always had a house style that they wanted to use, and with WCW a lot of the storylines are written in a very similar style as well. But with ECW, because they were working with a lot of the guys that couldn't work for WCW or WWF, or they were kicked out of them or something because they were missing this or that or the other, Paul Heyman, the guy behind ECW, he had to try and maximize what they were good at. So you would have these hardcore wrestlers. You would also have guys that were amazing technical wrestlers. You would have guys that could talk all day but couldn't wrestle a lick. There was all different kinds of personalities and styles there, and it was something for everyone.
And like how he said, a lot of people who were in ECW then started disappearing just to kind of like put some names to it, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, how he was in WWE and how he got over and was like one of the biggest stars in the world at that time. That persona started in ECW.
Yeah, because in WCW he was stunning Steve Austin, who was
with long
pretty
hair.
boy, a pretty boy, blonde-haired kid.
He was
One of the
supposed to be
Hollywood
from
blondes.
he's supposed to be from California.
There, like one of the things that I remember from back in the day when I was half paying attention to wrestling was like there was a bit of controversy between Stone Cold Steve Austin and another one where like a dude was taken away in an ambulance, and I remember hearing like half the people were like, oh, it's part of the show, and other people were like, no, that shit really happened. And you remember that one? This was like, I want to say like early 2000s or late 90s, where like supposedly like he broke a dude's back, got taken out in a hospital.
I think
this might be
it was the Steve Austin and Owen Hart.
Okay.
Is that the one you're talking about? Owen Hart actually
so.
broke his neck.
Yeah.
Broke Steve Austin's neck.
Oh, maybe it was that way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like I
He hit
didn't
him
pay a
with,
ton of attention.
He hit him with a pile driver.
Yeah, he hit him with a tombstone pile driver, and you're supposed to drop to your knees. He didn't drop to his knees. He dropped on his ass, and then he broke his neck.
Yeah.
Finished the match, though. Finished the match.
Yeah.
Couldn't walk, but he finished the
He
match.
crawled over to him and basically executed a roll-up pin and then stood up with the belt.
God damn, that's fucking crazy.
With a bust neck.
Yeah, with a broken
Holy
neck.
shit.
I think I might have seen that one. I'm trying to like dig back into my memories.
That
Was it a
is
pay-per-view?
fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I think it was a
it was that.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, it was a
I think.
SummerSlam because he had to finish the match because the storyline, the angle that
he had to go over.
Yeah, the angle that they were working leading up to it was if they had been going back and forth and Stone Cold and Owen had been talking shit, and if Stone Cold lost, he was gonna have to kiss Owen's ass. So he
Okay, yeah, now I remember.
so like he was legitimately hurt, but he's like, yo, I still gotta win this match because I can't kiss this
Yeah,
dude's
because the
ass.
storyline can't go that way.
You're not pitting me, dog. I ain't kissing your ass.
So how soon after, like, did they realize something was wrong, like, right away, or?
Yeah, he couldn't he
Couldn't stand
move.
up.
Like the referee double checked on him, and there's like the
Yeah,
universal
'cause-
sign where they do this.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and then it just means like, dude, he's hurt, and the referee just kept on checking on him. Owen, being the vet that he was just like
just started playing to the
talking
crowd.
trash to the crowd, and then he
Buy
just-
up time and whatnot.
Yeah, just buy
Yeah.
up time, and then he just kind of backed up and he looked where Austin was just to give him the schoolboy, and then
Yeah, and
And
just
he
fell down.
boom,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of like coordination and like really knowing the guy that you're working with to be able to pull something like that out of your ass
That was the
too.
good thing about Owen is that he was. I mean,
Owen
he's the
was a
Hart
pro.
family. I mean, he was born into wrestling, and the good thing about him, like, he knew what to do. Like most people most people I come across to, they don't know what the hell to do, and then they just get smashed.
Yeah, they don't. A lot of people sounds like they don't like know. They don't understand like the show part of it. They just understand the like physicality.
No, and like nowadays, like when guys want to train, you talk to them and like, hey, what's gonna be your character? And they don't even know their character. They just want to do their finish. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I want to do like the Canadian destroyer. I'm like, are you stupid? Like, so a Canadian destroyer is basically like
Pull
a
it up on
spinning
YouTube.
pile driver kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it, but then I'm like, dude, work on your character and your basics first, and then I.
It's a really cool move.
Yeah,
but,
it's super nice, but if you
if you throw it out in a match without context, then it's just.
I mean, you just gotta know your A, B, and C's before you even get to your finish. Like, dude, work on your character and your basics first.
When you talk about character, are you talking about like wrestlers like Alter Ego or something?
Yeah, you know, like base. See,
Oh,
right there.
shit.
How's that move?
Describe it for me.
Okay, so I'm gonna start this over. Okay, so
Call it.
okay, so they're doing some back and forth. He kicks him, pulls him up, and pulls his head into his legs, and then the guy whose legs or his head is in between the guy's legs grabs him, does like a backflip basically, and they land on the guy. Like, it's ridiculously crazy.
That sounds like it sucks for the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've taken it. It does suck. It does suck.
we're gonna put a link up to that on the show page so you can just see that shit. That shit is fucking crazy
Yeah,
cool.
for a while that was like my
but-
favorite move in wrestling.
It still is. I like that move.
What's your favorite move, Chad?
My favorite finisher all time, Burning Hammer.
Oof.
Oh yes.
Burning Hammer is
What's
one
the
of those.
burning hammer?
It's one of those moves where it rarely ever comes up, but when it does, no one kicks out ever.
Yeah.
Like, at least in the originator, when Kobashi does it.
Dude,
like,
it sucks. Like, if you get dropped on your head, your shoulder, it sucks. That happened to me, and it freaking sucks.
oh man, the Burning Hammer, you pick up a guy on your shoulders. Usually, like, especially nowadays, everyone's familiar with like John Cena's finisher, the Attitude Adjustment, where he picks him up in a fireman's carry. This way, the guy is flipped over, so his
Like a
stomach
torture rack.
is facing up, torture rack style, and then you just tip over onto your side and drop him on his face.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Anything that ends with being dropped
No, but
on your
it's right
face
there,
sounds
this
like it's
Bam! Oh,
But this guy
damn.
doesn't do it good. This guy in the WWE didn't do it good. Tyler Rex.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
All right, let's see. All 7. This one says all 7 burning hammers. This one's like
Yeah.
2 minutes something. I'm gonna jump
Tyler
forward.
Rex.
No, Tyler Rex is good, but I just don't
He
like
had
the
a-
way he did. I don't like the way he does
Oh
the burning
fuck!
hammer.
Oh shit!
See how that?
Oh my god! It's like he's gonna break his back. He's got him by like the chin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
See that?
shit!
That's the
Yeah.
way I took it.
Oh my god! That just looks fucking horrible.
Yeah.
yo,
That-
tweet that.
Oh my god! All right, where's
Yeah.
the share button on this shit?
Yeah. I don't. I just didn't like his the gimmick that they stuck him with that whole that surfer
it
surf the
sucks.
ropes thing.
That's why a lot of people they end up leaving.
because
WWE.
I see, I liked a lot of what he did in the ring, and he had a good
Yeah.
look to him. He could have been.
I mean, like for me, I would want WWE to pick up Samoa Joe, but they just don't like the way he looks.
Yeah. Well, I heard a rumor he might be headed to NXT after he finishes up this run with ROH.
Well, because I know Hulk Hogan talked good about him, and I think Triple H likes him.
Yeah. I see. I think now with Triple H stepping in and running NXT and maybe stepping in and taking over for Vince eventually, I feel like that maybe wrestling could be headed into a different era that could be better for fans and maybe even performers too.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, Triple H been known to bury people.
Yeah, that's
Look at WrestleMania. Instead of letting Sting go over, he actually went over.
he did. Yeah, he. Went
Although it
over.
was a great match, but
What happened with
he
Sting?
got his boys involved though.
How was this year's WrestleMania?
Okay. You guys want to talk about WrestleMania a little
Well,
bit?
I
Is
didn't
that
watch
cool?
it, and I want to know. And I know there was
no,
that
I didn't
whole-
watch it either. I tried to watch like a bootleg version of WrestleMania, but it's like two Chinese guys wrestling. So I
Well,
don't know.
before we jump into that, I actually I had a question that kind of going on the track of the moves and whatnot. Have you made any moves yourself? Like, have you created anything?
In my mind, I think I create a move, but then I really don't, because then I watch YouTube and I'm like, this motherfucker came up with that move 2 months before me, and I think I did, but I didn't.
It's like a parallel thing.
Yeah, like there's one move.
Great minds think alike.
Well, there's one move where I thought I created, and I called it the PhD, just because it's a pump handle driver.
Yeah.
So it's a pump handle slam. You have it's fucking hard to explain. So whatever. Plus I had a couple of beers, so whatever. But
if we had a mat, I would totally let you just like perform it on me right now.
no, like it's so I'll just describe it as a pump handle. You flip the guy over to your shoulder, then you grab his head and you drive him into like a Michinoku driver.
Oh,
so
nice.
I thought I created it, but then I look online. I'm like, this motherfucker did it before me. What an asshole! And I get all mad because I thought I did it.
Yeah.
But that guy was just faster.
See, you got to think of it like this.
That
Like,
sounds
see,
like a
this
dope
really
move,
awesome dude. He thought of the same thing that I did. That's the level I'm at.
Yeah, and there was like one where I thought so it's like a pedigree, Triple H's pedigree.
Yeah.
But then I set him up in a pedigree, but I do a famous at the same time.
Oh.
So it's like a pedigree, you put your leg over and
Yeah.
you drop at the same time.
Oh.
Okay.
That
I thought
sounds
I
crazy.
created it, I don't know. But now apparently I'm on a podcast and somebody's probably going to steal it.
Well, shucks.
So,
Copyright.
hey, go ahead. Just call it the Kaimana driver or something.
There you go.
There you go. All right.
man.
Okay. So now let's jump into that.
Okay, a little bit of WrestleMania.
Yes.
You watched this year's WrestleMania, right?
I actually love this year's WrestleMania.
Okay.
Everybody said it was the best WrestleMania.
Nah,
I wouldn't go so far as to say the best WrestleMania.
Yeah, I wouldn't go
but it
with
was
best.
the most solid card that I've seen in maybe 15 years, 20 years.
yeah,
something
no,
like that.
I'll give you that. Yeah, it was. I liked the in ring action in the matches. I felt like pretty much everybody delivered.
Yep.
And they were strong performances throughout. There were nice surprises like the NWO DX showdown.
That was
Like
it wasn't a good match. I felt like
it wasn't, but I mean, like I
it
feel
did
like
what
with
it needed to do.
with the nostalgia factor thrown in, and it being the grand stage WrestleMania, Sting's first match in WWE ever, and then just having like all they had been doing, even in the storyline, going back and forth with the promos, they had kind of been playing up this whole Monday Night Wars angle.
Yeah.
And to have, at the end of it, to have all those guys show up, even though, the actual showdown happened about 15 years too late.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been great like 5, 10, 15 years
You know what I mean?
earlier.
But I think just with the way they were playing it all up and it being what it was, like we knew that, I mean, like realistically, what Triple H is like 45,
Yeah.
Sting is 57.
Holy fuck.
We know we're not gonna
Yeah,
get.
you can't, dude. You can't. These guys, they can't leave like pro wrestling. Look at like Jake the Snake. If you ever
Yeah.
seen the documentary, he can't leave pro wrestling. Nobody.
Why do you think that is? Is it because
Well, because these guys are like they used to be big stars, and they're so used to like everybody pretty much giving them what they want, what they need, and then it's just something that you can't get away from.
like they don't have a skill that'll work out? Like I mean, like 'cause
Yeah,
I mean, some
you're
people
not
get
gonna
out.
see Jake the Snake like mopping like over
Flores.
like about the goods, It's
Yeah.
like-
But
I mean, he'll
like,
probably mop, but at the same time, would kick somebody in the gut and DDT him. I mean,
You know?
but
I mean-
but at the same time, like there's some wrestlers that got out. Like I mean, like The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. There, he's turned into quite the little actor.
Yeah, but you got to have that great personality, that great persona. That's what The Rock has. Even at Batista.
Yeah.
he's becoming a big star too.
Yeah.
but you got to have like that great attitude. Like
those guys are
half of these pro
few and far
wrestlers, or
between.
like most of the pro wrestlers, they get in the business. They have big egos, and then you don't see them no more because they get the business get to the head. Like at least like Chris Jericho and everybody else, they're really low key.
Right.
Yeah, it's just the people that think they're the shit and they end up not being the shit. That's the ones that end up working at McDonald's and whatever else.
Okay. So, like, I actually kind of wanted to get into that. Like, what was your opinion of like The Rock while he was in? Was that like a really great person to follow? Like, did he have a great storyline and stuff like that?
I mean, he's Polynesian, so of course I love The Rock. Yeah, I love anybody from whatever, any Polynesian descent, like, the Usos and stuff like that. Like, for The Rock, he's good because he pretty much was a great role model. Mm-hmm. I mean, he wasn't the, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, 24-inch pythons. He wasn't like that, but then, he just had his own charisma. That's what makes him him. Like, everybody loves him because he has that charisma, and he just has that aura about him.
Yeah, he was able to put the show on. Did he have the technique to stay with it and whatnot? Like, did he have the technique to back it up?
Yeah, he did. I mean, he was like, third generation superstar. So
He knew what he was doing in
he knew what
between
he's
the
doing.
ropes.
The only thing that sucks about WWE is that people can wrestle. Like John Cena, he can wrestle.
He has
but a
some
lot
moves.
of people hate him because he only have like 5 moves of doom. But then when you watch him in independent pro wrestling, when you actually watch him wrestle somebody that can wrestle, like Shawn Michaels, you're
Yeah.
like, this
Yeah,
dude
he
can
actually-
wrestle.
Like one of the things with John Cena, and I'll admit that when I watch him, I boo him, and I root against him and stuff like that. But I do respect the work ethic that he puts in. He's been a top guy for the last 10 years, and he works hard. He, like you said, he does have he can wrestle. He can do more than people give him credit for, and you can see that when he has. He's had, if you really break it down and think about it, he's had a lot of good matches during his career in the WWE, and it's not always just because someone else is carrying him.
Not only that, but if you've been watching him like recently, like he's starting to bring out more moves.
Yeah.
My favorite Raw every year is the one after WrestleMania, not just because the crowd is so interactive and they bring out the debuts of new wrestlers, but
Shout
it's
out
the
to Adrian
one.
Neville.
Yeah, Adrian.
Dude, yeah, Pac.
Or actually,
Yes,
I'm sorry,
Pac.
not Adrian anymore.
Oh, yeah,
just
he's
Neville.
just Neville now.
But yeah,
With a cape.
the other thing that I really love about it is that's the crowd that John Cena goes heel on every year.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, they just hate him so much, and he gets to play it up. Like this past Raw after WrestleMania, it was almost the level of ECW One Night Stand crowd, where it's like they just went after him the entire time.
John Cena
But yeah, they were singing that. But he actually did the rebound stunner in the middle of the match.
Little springboard, yeah.
Yeah, and that was something where I was just like, I've
Where'd that
never
come
seen
from?
that
Yeah.
before.
Like every once in a while, he'll bust out a Hurricane Rana, and I don't know if I know you guys might not know what that move is. Let me pull it up, but
Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, Hurricane Rana, Frankensteiner.
Frankensteiner, yeah, like it's pretty impressive to see, like, as
Cena
big as
does
he
it,
is,
yeah.
and he gets up there and he pulls one off, and it's like, okay, all right, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't get the credit that he deserves because he's been stuck in this, never give up gimmick and whatnot.
Dude, if you think about it, he's like the new Hogan.
But he is. That's why it's like, for me, it's become fun to boo him and whatnot. But that's just it's just fun. Like I respect the hell out of the guy as a wrestler and as an entertainer. And when
You
it's
gotta
all-
respect the guy that leaves his wife for wrestling.
yeah, And then once it's all said and done, he goes into the Hall of Fame. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this guy sucked. You know what I mean? Like he is a Hall of Famer right now.
Basically carried the company for several years.
Yeah, he was the guy.
He's still the guy. They're trying to look for a new guy.
Yeah, basically. But
That's one of the other things that I thought was really cool with WrestleMania this year.
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, the future of the company, is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but they have the two of their top faces, John
Yes.
Cena and
How crazy was that RKO?
Oh my god!
From out of nowhere.
I mean, I know, Jose, I know you've probably seen the out of nowhere RKOs on IG or stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like a meme now.
Yeah, like that's what they're doing. But then the thing that he did on WrestleMania, like that was just
nasty.
one of
That was
most
nasty.
innovative RKOs I ever did see.
Was that
Like,
what started the whole meme
Oh
thing?
no!
Or it was just
No,
like
no.
that was just like random.
was
Yeah,
just
he
like
was.
a-
Like the whole meme things or meme things. Like he just, I don't know. Like somebody just like, RKO from out of nowhere. But then like he just started
And it
running
just
with it.
blew
Yeah,
up.
like it really
yeah.
did come out of nowhere now.
Yeah, it just blew up, and then WWE was smart, and they decided to capitalize on it and started adding like him throwing in his finisher out of nowhere. Like he had before the whole internet thing blew up. There was like a few moments where he would do it like surprise.
The Evan Bourne.
the Evan Bourne one was
That one and the one that he
nasty.
did to Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Where he had Dolph Ziggler in like a power bomb and he tossed him
and then he
up.
tossed him up, and oh my gosh. But like, I think the Evan Bourne one was probably the sickest one. But then this WrestleMania one, I don't know. I think I like that one a little bit better than the Evan Bourne
Yeah,
one.
the curb stomp into the arcade.
Like
I
that
like,
was
damn.
ridiculous. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So Seth Rollins does this move called the curb stomp, where basically like he runs up and then he jumps into the air and he brings his foot down on your head and drives your face into the mat.
Well, the guy's down.
So you're basically bending over like this, and he
and then
jumps.
he jumps up and bam, just pushes you down
From the
there.
back or front?
From the you take like the person like I would be taking a face plant, but he jumps like that.
Yeah. So
So like he like comes over the back of you and does it? Holy shit!
Like a for real like curb stop.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So
like in American History X, where it's like yo bite the
yeah,
curb.
basically that's why they call it the curb
but
stop.
not with their teeth on the curb.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
Just your face about 3 feet from the
just
mat.
your face on
Yeah.
the mat. That's all.
like so the WrestleMania one, he comes up and Randy Orton's like down in the position to take the curb stomp, and he runs up and he jumps to do it, and he kind of like jumps off of his shoulder, and then Orton just like stands up, like pops up, and so Rollins like flies up in the air, and he jumps up and catches him in the RKO and brings him down.
Oh, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, so it was just like whoa, like yeah.
See, now like as a writer and like a person like that designs these kind of things and like likes to write these kind of stories,
Yeah.
like I'm wondering like who are the writers of wrestling? Like I understand like there's a lot of personal writing between the wrestlers where they get together, like they have
Yeah.
the match kind of decided out, then they get together and they're like, okay, you know, I'm going to do this and I want to do this around this time and stuff like that. But like, do they have like a writing team that sits there and like
No,
does storylines?
I know there's like $1 billion company, so I know they have writers, and I forgot, but I remember a comedian was actually a writer for WWE.
Yeah.
I forgot his name though.
I don't. At one point, like
Tony
Freddie Prinze,
Hinchcliffe?
Tony Hinchcliffe. Did you just say that because it's the only comedian that you can think of right now?
I remember him being on Rogan's podcast talking about wrestling, and he was like super into it and whatever. And he mentioned something about a comedian that used to write for it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was him or somebody that he mentioned.
No, I know
That makes me want to figure out who the hell this is.
Yeah, I know. At one point,
Because that dude's
Freddie
like
Prinze Jr. was involved with the writing team for WWE
Really?
too.
What the hell?
Yeah. Like he was, I think he was like a consultant or something like that. But I mean,
Freddie Prinze Jr.
yeah. But it turns out he's a huge wrestling fan. So
So is David Arquette, and he was damn world champion of WCW.
Okay, see, yeah.
Okay, wait. Now,
That's
what
terrible.
happened here?
David
David
Arquette at
Arquette.
one point became WCW.
The dude
World
from
Heavyweight
Scream,
Champion.
the
Right?
movie
Yeah,
Scream.
yeah.
He was like super.
married Monica from Friends.
Yeah, he was super into wrestling.
Well,
and then-
he did like the
Ready
first
to
thing that
Rumble.
yeah that was the first thing that like made me kind of even remotely like show an interest in wrestling was the movie Ready to Rumble. Like it's not a great movie, but it was fun. It was funny.
Yeah,
it had really
yeah,
good
it's
jokes in it.
And
shit.
then they tried to like because of that tried to
they
incorporate
did that
him
into WCW,
into
and he
storyline.
actually won the heavyweight belt.
Things,
And
yeah.
that's what made me lost all respect for WCW.
See, because at this time there was this thing going on called the Monday Night Wars, which
Right.
was is probably the biggest.
it's
boom
what pretty much
period.
made
Yeah.
wrestling popular again.
Yeah, it was the biggest boom period in wrestling. Like, because there was a big boom period in the '80s when Vince McMahon basically took over WWF and gobbled up all the other territories.
is this post Jerry Lawler or is this still like during Lawler's heyday and whatnot?
Lawler was still around, but at this point, Lawler was pretty much just like a star in Memphis, and like Vince McMahon, all the other territories that were around, like there was AWA. They had like Hulk Hogan was an AWA superstar before WWF, and that was a promotion that was run by Vern Gagne and over in Minnesota. In Minneapolis, but Vince McMahon, he started buying up everybody's promotions, buying up
Bringing it all
their
under
big
one roof kind of
stars,
thing.
buying up their TV time.
Yeah, smart. He never cared about what anybody thought, but
Yeah.
that was a smart idea.
Like everybody else was like at that time, all the other promoters would like respect
Respect
each
the-
other's
yeah, respect the
So they
territories,
were
yeah.
like, okay, we're gonna run our shows here, we're gonna run our TV here. You can do your thing there, and this, that, and the other. And then there was a governing body, the NWA. National Wrestling Alliance, and they were the guys who had like the world champ. So it was like a board of directors, and they would vote on which guy was going to represent them as their world champ. Ric Flair was the champ, and then the champ would travel around to the different territories and defend the championship. So your world champ would get to show up in the territories in Charlotte, and then he'd get to go and wrestle the big guy in Chicago. Then he'd come down and he'd wrestle the Von Erichs in Texas,
Right.
and stuff like that. And everybody, like every region had their stars. But Vince McMahon just started taking everybody's stars and running shows and showing TV
nationally
everywhere.
So would you say that's a good thing that he did that, or was that like bad?
Well,
I mean, like from a fan standpoint, it seems to me like it would be like, oh, you know, now I can see everything.
Yeah, fan standpoint, it was good.
For the fans, it was awesome. That's why the 80s
it sucked for the promoters because they went bankrupt. But otherwise than that, it was great for him and the fans.
Because at that point, like WWF's running the big shows, so if you want to make the big money, it's like you got to go up to New York. You got to go to WWF. You got to run the show at Madison Square Garden because it's a sellout every time. You know, and like so there was a big boom period. Like it got really popular nationally. Vince McMahon was really smart, and with the first WrestleMania, he partnered up with MTV, did the whole rock and wrestling thing, so it made it like extremely cool. It's like, oh, there's
mainstream.
Yeah, it made it super mainstream because now there's celebrities who are involved, and like, yeah, this is cool. Like, you know, Cyndi Lauper's hanging out with Captain Lou Albano and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was in the music video.
Mr. T.
Yeah, Mr. T, who was pretty much like the coolest guy on TV at the time, is in a tag team match, and his partner is Hulk Hogan.
I didn't even know Mr. T wrestled.
Yeah, well,
He did. Well, he didn't really wrestle.
Yeah.
If you watch the match, he didn't really wrestle.
He was
I didn't even know he was like a part of it. Like same thing. Like I didn't know like David Arquette was a part of it. Like I knew he was a fan and whatnot, but I didn't realize that he
be
became
thankful
a part
that
of
you
it.
didn't remember.
Yeah,
that David
don't
Arquette was.
you don't need to know about David.
Yeah,
Okay.
David. Yeah,
That's not.
Was it
but
just,
you can
was it
watch
that
Mr.
bad?
T.
Was it that bad?
Yeah,
If you watch Scream movies, of course you know it's that bad.
And it kind of David Arquette's whole like him winning the belt kind of was like one of the final nails in the coffin for WCW.
It's like
which,
Wile E. Coyote kind of thing.
which
like
had
you just watch that, you're
It's like a
this is
cartoon.
terrible. Yeah,
like what
super
made it,
cartoonish.
what made it so bad? Was it just that like he was a shitty wrestler?
He
Well,
was a shitty wresler, a shitty character.
He
and
wasn't even-
he didn't bring anything to the table.
he wasn't even really a wrestler, so it's like a joke, and then all of a sudden, you know, WCW, the champion, even though, you know, wrestling is scripted and stuff like that, the championships still hold like value. So if you're gonna be the top champion of the company,
You're gonna
you need to
see
be, like,
all these
the
names
best
that
dude.
all these names that you know, like Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, and then underneath those names, David Arquette.
So would you say that like everyone who's been the world champion has like actually like really deserved it other than David Arquette?
Hell yeah! Like
Yeah.
I'd be if I was Ric Flair, I'd be wooing my hell to I'd be like, what the hell is this guy, this jabroni, a champion when he doesn't done anything for the business? He didn't bring anything to the table.
Yeah, like winning the world championship, a lot of times it's supposed to be like a reward for, you know, all your hard work.
Yeah.
It
It's
means
like,
the
know,
company
they
is
trust you.
invested in you. Like, dude, you're the man. That's why we're giving the belt to you.
Yeah, it's like getting a huge raise at your job.
I understand like
You know what I mean?
like cameos and stuff. Like I know what Ronda Rousey was on WrestleMania,
Yeah.
right? And I swear I seen something on Facebook where Snoop Dogg was.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg
with
was like a
Hulk
guest
Hogan?
host.
Yeah,
and
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah,
he
but
was
then
in- but
to
he-
give
they
somebody,
didn't make-
yeah,
they didn't
give
make
somebody
Snoop Dogg the champion
belt.
Like
that's
Snoop Dogg.
kinda,
Yeah, like it's cool if you pull a little cameo, but please don't give no like any old dude like the champion. Like I swear, the guy that just served me my French fries is a better champion than David Arquette.
It's kind of it's disrespectful to, like, you know, there's wrestlers who've trained, they've done all this stuff, and then, you know, David Arquette is just a fan and he gets to be the champ, and
Hollywood
you've been
type.
wrestling for, you know, there's people who've been wrestling for 15 years and haven't
See, and the
even
thing too
smelled
is
the championship.
the thing too is like I find it hard to blame David Arquette for that. Like I'm sure he had a bit,
Oh no,
but-
it's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's Vince Russo's fault.
Yeah, it's really not his fault, but I just hate the fact that he was champion.
Vince Russo was the writer at the time.
Who took
And
it back?
so-
Who took back the belt from David Arquette?
I don't even remember because I just quit
Yeah,
watching.
I stopped watching
quit
after
watching
that.
WCW.
After that stuff, I was like, I'm done.
Like, all right, man, I'm not even gonna give these guys a chance anymore.
I'm just gonna watch WWF now.
Because they were already losing the battle at that time. That's
Yeah.
why they hired Vince Russo over, because WWF was like kicking their ass in ratings and stuff like that. They had more interesting storylines. They had the better wrestlers at this time. You know, just everything. Their whole presentation was, you know, popping on all cylinders. Like by this time, WCW had already fucked up Goldberg's character and made him like all like everything that was cool about him before.
They just lost it.
Yeah,
They had
like-
already done the NWO 3 different times.
with all these
There
different
was
Yeah, see,
people.
that's one thing
black
that-
and white, the red and
That's
black.
that's one thing I remember was there was
The LWO.
NWO black and white, and there was NWO
there
red
was
and
the-
black, and
the NWO 2000,
They
NWO Hollywood,
the
NWO
thing that made
Silver.
it, the thing that made it super good is when the NWO first popped up, and then afterwards WWFs, I guess, or WWE was DX,
Yeah.
and then DX started that. Just the whole attitude area just killed
Yeah.
WCW.
like
'Cause he had like the top superstars right there.
Yeah.
That's when the Rock, Stone Cold popped
Rock,
up.
Stone Cold, all like, and see, one of the things that I'm gonna tie around back to this WrestleMania because you mentioned Cena and Bryan winning the secondary belts. One of the things that was during the Attitude Era, it was all the way down the card. There's somebody that you wanted to see, somebody that you cared about. So like, you know,
Stacked.
from the
Yeah.
first match, you know, Val Venus was popular and he might, you know, square off against Ken Shamrock. And so people want to see that. And then you have a tag team match and like the Acolytes and the Hardys or something like that. And you're like, oh, you know, you wanted to see that. They had their fans.
Yeah, you
So-
know their match would have delivered.
yeah, you know, so everybody that is coming out is somebody that people care about, and they have everybody had like that crowd connection. So everybody was like, you know, everything was just moving at the right pace, and every storyline mattered. So people cared about every minute of the show. So you sit down, you watch Raw. There's never a part like, oh, well, I don't care about what happens to these guys, so I'm gonna go get my popcorn. Like, you have to sit there and you're watching the whole show because you want to know what's gonna pop off with everybody.
Yeah.
no one's taking a bathroom break at that one.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Well,
even
you watch WCW, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna
you're
pee,
like,
whatever.
okay, Jeff Jarrett's wrestling. I'm gonna come back when the Booker T match starts. You know what I mean? Like, so,
There's like a really good first hour of Nitro with the cruiserweights and some of the cool undercard
Yeah.
guys. Like when Lance Storm had 3 different
see,
championships.
yeah, and the whole Team Canada gimmick. Like, I like that. There was, but then, you know, they'd bring out. Who was that? They had that big chick who was like with Mike Awesome, and he'd like make fun of her, and she'd like be eating all the time. It was just so like
What?
it was like a really weird gimmick, and I liked Mike Awesome in ECW.
Yeah, Mike
he
Awesome
was
in
the
ECW
man.
was amazing. Like he would powerbomb people out of the ring.
He was amazing,
onto the
but
ground.
he had no care of if he hurt somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a prick. God rest his soul. Sorry.
And then
Damn.
in WCW, they took this like amazing, like killer dude, and then they're just like, we're gonna have you be the fat chick Thriller. Like your character is you really
70s
love
gimmick.
fat women,
Yeah.
and you like disco music.
Yeah.
Mind you, this guy he's like 6'7", like 280. He's a
beast.
monster, and he was a beast in Japan.
Yeah.
Like really, he was powerbombing people from out of the ring onto tables.
Yeah.
holy
Breaking
shit.
necks, cashing checks.
You know
That's
what?
he was doing.
If you wanna check out some stuff, some matches. One of my favorite feuds of all time is Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka.
Who, by the way, I'm sorry.
Yes.
I wrestled. Tanaka. I forgot. I just
Holy
remembered.
shit. See, that's one.
He's
of my,
awesome though. The guy's
that's one of
such
my
a nice
favorite
guy.
Fucking wrestlers,
Dude,
ever.
he's such a nice guy. And you know what?
Holy shit.
You know what I took?
Yeah.
Rolling Thunder.
No
Yeah.
fucking way.
Roaring elbow. Sorry, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Dude,
I loved it, but it hurt.
Oh, see, now, you gotta look that up. Now, Masato Tanaka.
Wait, the song?
Yes,
Yeah,
Masato
okay,
Tanaka.
yeah,
That's one of
yeah.
my favorite fucking
Yeah,
dudes. Like
yeah.
that guy is the man. So
Dude, he's still the man in Japan.
yeah.
Still,
and the Bullet, you know. But yeah, that guy's a beast. And you look at the feud Mike Awesome had with Masato Tanaka and those
Dude,
matches.
the chair shots, they was going back and forth.
Yeah, like
Yeah, look at that.
yeah, like the
Bam.
oh my god. Yeah,
Holy
like,
shit!
yeah.
What are we watching
God,
here?
there was the roaring
The
elbow.
roaring elbow, yeah.
Okay, so
It's like
basically,
a spinning elbow.
yeah, like he basically,
Spins around and elbows the shit out of your face.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he pushes the guy away, and as the guy's coming back, he does a spin and just elbow right to the nose, looking like.
Yeah, if you got a
holy fuck.
toothache, you'd be like, yo, dude, can you help me out with this? I just need to get it out.
Yeah.
Smack,
Just take a
elbow,
roaring elbow.
tooth goes flying.
Like, yeah. Nah, but like seriously, look up like all the matches you can find Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka.
That was actually the first one that when I typed in Masato
yeah,
Tanaka, it was Mike
oh
Awesome.
my god, those matches were ridiculous. Stiff matches, nice wrestling back and forth. The comebacks, like
Dude, and they told their story.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it.
like I mean, you could like by the end of the match, you really feel like, all right, this dude Masato Tanaka is one of the toughest motherfuckers I've ever seen in life, because he would take those chair shots and like he's getting bashed over the head with a chair. He's just like and, like he wants what like shit, dude.
They went through so many chairs where the chair's all fucked up, and
Yeah.
they toss the chair and then grab another chair,
Yeah.
and they start going at it again.
Like, and he wouldn't even block him. Like, he'd just be like, yeah, hit me, bitch. I'd be like, oh my God.
He'd block him with his forehead.
Yeah. But yeah, like I was saying before I started talking about how the difference between WCW, how there would be spots where they had really talented guys, but they made you not care about these motherfuckers when you cared about them before, but then they made you just be like, you know what, I don't even care if I see this
Because
guy's
they're
match.
forcing their own writing
Because
on them and stuff.
it just doing shitty gimmicks and stuff like that, whereas WWE was firing on all cylinders at that time. All the way down the card, it was stuff that mattered. And now going to this WrestleMania, WWE for a long time has had those spots on the card where, like, I'm a huge fan. And there's spots and parts of Raw that if I DVR'd Raw, I'd fast forward, because I know it doesn't matter when Big E and Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston come out, because like
New Day sucks.
yeah, yeah,
They're
You know what I
fucking
mean?
great talent, but then just the writing.
But like, what the fuck are they supposed to be right now? Like those vignettes, like
They're
I
like
got,
they're like the
Like,
happy.
what?
They're the happy kids
happy
nation.
gospel
Nation
choir.
of
Like, I don't
domination.
understand. Like the vignettes, I was like, okay. I was thinking that maybe they were gonna flip it into something like, okay, they're coming out and they're being these preacher people and stuff like that, and then eventually they're gonna turn around on the crowd and be like, yeah, that's what you want to see from us, and then like maybe go a direction of like a new nation of domination or something, which would have been really fun to see.
That would have been the best.
I would have
And-
marked out like all you hear is the music, nation.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
domination.
Like that would have been hella dope. Bring back Ron Simmons for a little bit to be a mouthpiece for him to help him get over. You know, like that could have been something that would have been really interesting. But instead, they're still just jumping around wearing neon outfits, and I still don't know what the fuck they supposed to be. Like they just like three black dudes in bright clothes clapping. Like what is that?
Like, that's it. Yeah.
Like
That's it. Here
what
you go.
is that? I don't know what that means. I'm almost offended. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't even know what to make of that. But now they're making with the results at WrestleMania. They had John Cena, who's been the top guy, go after a secondary title, which is the U.S. Championship, and he had a really good and entertaining match against Rusev. He's just Rusev now. Yeah, he had a really good entertaining match against Rusev, and they made the United States Championship, which was a belt that meant nothing for like the past couple of years, mean something, and they're going to try to build it up because now they have the top guy wearing that belt. So the belt automatically means more. So now if somebody is going after that belt, it's a much bigger deal, where before like you could be a new dude, win the US championship and then lose it to another dude the next week who lost it to another dude the next week. You know what I mean?
So it's just constantly moving
I'm
the
the
belt.
dude losing the title to another dude. I'm sorry. It's a Tropic Thunder reference. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry for that. That's a fucking awesome movie. That's a great
I'm
That
the
was
dude
great.
losing the dude to another dude.
I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
All right, there goes my brain. Sorry.
God, that's such a good movie.
But
It
yeah.
is. I wanted to dress up as him for Halloween.
Nice.
Although I did do Kimbo Slice.
Oh well, see.
I got a great Halloween costume this year. This is like completely off subject though. But on New Year's Eve, I'm gonna dress up as Slowpoke and go around trick or treating.
Nice.
The Pokemon?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm now realizing that that's like not catching anyone. There's a meme about Slowpoke where he shows up like months later, or sometimes even like years later.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this just happened, and everyone was like, "Oh, Slowpoke, you're so fucking slow. You're an idiot."
I thought you were going to dress up as Billy Canoy and just go to Evergreen and use your credit card and stuff. No worry, bro. I get on my treat. I'm going to pay the state back. That's another meme, whatever.
Topical.
We just went completely off subject.
But
Oh, jeez.
No, but what he's saying with that, they actually gave the other secondary belt, the Intercontinental Championship, to Daniel Bryan, who won the main event of
Yes.
WrestleMania last
Yes.
year.
You like that?
yes, that's also his. That's like what he does on the way to the ring.
Yeah, his catchphrase is yes.
And he does that. But yeah, that guy has been my favorite wrestler for a while. Like we were talking a little bit before we got started. I think it was in high school. I was watching Pro Wrestling Noah, and so I started getting more into Japanese wrestling.
Their American Dragon.
Yeah, you know.
Right.
So I did Daniel Bryan. I started getting more into more in Japanese wrestling. I saw Daniel Bryan at that time, Bryan Danielson, wrestling over there against Kenta, and I was like, holy shit!
Ooh,
Right?
GTS.
Yes, invented
Originator.
the GTS.
If you look on, did you see the NXT where he did the GTS?
Yeah, I found it online.
Bro, he murdered the kid.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
That knee was nothing at CM Punk. CM Punk is
Yes.
gonna get murdered in UFC
because he hasn't done it.
Murder.
He hasn't done it on
On
officially
TV yet.
on TV yet. So he's teased it a bunch of times. So and then they keep breaking it up. So once he finally hits it on TV, the place is gonna explode. I think they should. I almost feel like they should wait until he makes the main roster and he should hit
They
it in his
should.
main roster debut.
I mean, because he's known to be stiff to everybody.
'Cause that-
Like if you ever seen his kicks and stuff,
Oh man, especially because now you watch his NXT matches, they've had him toned down a little bit, so that's why it seemed he seemed a little bit off in the beginning, but I think it was just adjusting to not
He's getting
kicking
used
the
to
fuck out of
WWE
people.
style.
yeah, he has to get used to the American stuff because he's
Yeah.
so like he was just used to kicking people's asses.
But yeah, you go back and watch Kenta matches from Japan, or even when he came over and worked with ROH, or even some. I think he did some stuff with PWG too.
Probably. Yeah.
But oh man, yeah, that guy's a beast. Also, you should look up Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, that guy. Swag Suke Nakamura. I feel that's dog. He is the coolest wrestler. Like that dude is the shit right now.
All right.
Yeah.
So okay, so we've
Bray
heard.
Wyatt borrows a lot from him.
So we've heard what Wally or Quali suggests.
Wally. Oh my God, now, dude.
Wally. Okay, so Kaimana, what do you suggest to someone who's not into wrestling to try and show them like what turned you on to it so much? Like if you're trying to get someone into wrestling, what would you suggest?
Definitely not WWE. I mean, the closest thing that would get me excited to watch would be NXT, which is a WWE product, but then NXT has the great talent they have. They actually tell storylines, and these guys are, like they probably have writers, but the writers don't tell them like you got to do this move, this move, this move, this move, this move.
They still let them kind of work it out themselves.
Like all the guys that they stole from independent wrestling, they still have their characters, which is awesome.
Yeah, they changed their names a little. They changed their names for legal purposes, but
Copyright and stuff.
yeah, like one of my favorite independent wrestlers, Kevin Steen, is now Kevin Owens in NXT.
Steen's a badass.
And he's still
He has
the
that
same
same
Kevin Steen
character
that I knew from the indies.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not
he's
Kevin
the
Steen.
same
It's
dude.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, Kevin Owens now, but he's the same character with a different name. Even
Same character. Even Sami Zayn, same
Sami
character.
Zayn, same character. They got
Prince Devitt,
Prince
Finn
Devitt,
Balor.
yeah,
Who, by the
Finn.
way, to me has like the best entrance.
Oh man, yeah, his entrance is on a whole different level because he used to do he would do when he was wrestling in Japan. He would for the big shows he would do like body paint, and that was one of the things that I was thinking that they
He
wouldn't
did
let
like
him
a
do.
he did like a zombie body paint. He did like Venom.
Yeah, he did
from
he-
Spider-Man kind of
yeah,
thing.
like so.
And like the mouth is like here.
Yeah, like
Bro,
over
like
here,
it was like he
tongues
did
out
one time
here.
like in an independent race he did the Joker.
Yeah. So he comes out and they let him so when he does the big shows they let him put on his body paint, and it's supposed to be like the demon coming out and stuff. So he
Tapping
has
into
like
his dark side.
so he has like this with his whole music and then the lights, and he'll stand up and do his pose. He'll have his body paint, and then the lights hit. He does his pose. The whole crowd does it with him, and it just adds. It makes every time when he comes out for his big matches, it makes it feel even more like a big fight event. And like the way that NXT focuses on wrestling, even with the commentary and stuff, they almost make it feel more like actual sport. And it makes it easier to kind of lose yourself in the storyline and enjoy it for what it is, rather than like in the back of your head thinking about other stuff. You know what I mean?
The other thing that's really great about NXT, where I think it's something good to show to new people, is they actually value women's wrestling.
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
It's not just like their side decorations to walk around the ring.
just like eye candy.
Yeah, these girls actually wrestle. Like, they put on good matches. The storylines make sense. You actually root for the girls. Like, there's this girl, Bailey, and I really like her character. And the storyline that they've been building up with her for a while, you know, she was kind of like always, you know, real nice, almost childlike, wanting to give everybody hugs and stuff. And that's still her character, but now she's developing more of an edge and becoming like a tough competitor in the ring.
It's like she's growing up.
Yeah, so it was almost like she was too nice, and then she was going after the top dog, the champ, who at that time was Charlotte.
Ric Flair's daughter.
And she's a beast in the ring. Like, she's actually like really athletic. And they had a good match at one of the NXT specials. And Bailey lost to Charlotte, but it was like she gained Charlotte's respect. Because like at first Charlotte was like, you a clown, like fuck you, you know what I mean? But then like after they had that match and like Bailey hung in there and showed that she was actually tough, like she was like, okay, I respect you. And then the girl he's wearing a shirt for her, Sasha Banks, legit boss, bank on it. Yeah, like
that's what the back of his shirt says is bank on it.
Yeah. So you know, she was her and Charlotte were friends before, but now they were against each other on opposite sides. And Sasha Banks had recruited a new friend, Becky Lynch. And so they started attacking Bailey. And then Charlotte came out and assisted Bailey and was like, hey, you know, get off of her and stuff like that, because she had earned her respect. And they ended up tag teaming against each other. And that eventually turned into a fatal 4-way match with all 4 of them going after the belt. And like those kind of storylines are usually reserved for the guy wrestlers on the main roster. Like, you're never going to see a storyline like that dedicated to all women performers. And you're definitely not going to see them get the amount of time in the ring that they get down on NXT.
The last NXT special, the Fatal 4-Way with the 4 women, was actually considered like the second main event of the show.
Yeah.
On
Kinda
a
stole
regular
the show,
episode of Raw, you're going to see that all the women have basically the same characters. They're crazy, they're bitches, they're both, or they're happy to be there.
Yeah.
Do they have any bimbos?
No, they don't even let them be that.
No, the thing that sucks about NXT is that it's not on TV. Like, if I was, the only way that I could get into wrestling is watching NXT or ROH. Even Lucha, like Lucha Underground is badass. I think.
So where would we find these things like NXT and Lucha Underground?
NXT, you need a WWE network for the right price of $9.99
a month. But or you can get Hulu. If you have Hulu, NXT is actually on Hulu.
Oh, okay. I got Hulu.
So
Yeah, I
you
got
can
Hulu.
you can
Unless
watch.
you got friends that will give you their password. And
So you can watch NXT. It's on Wednesdays is when they put up the new. Or well, actually no, on Hulu it'll be a Thursday. They'll have the new episode up. So there's a new episode every week.
And I think Lucha Underground is on El
Rey
Network.
El Rey Network. So if you got
Apple TV.
or no, if you have
Roku?
nope.
Chromecast.
Oceanic.
No, you can get
Time
Oceanic.
Warner Cable.
Really?
It's
It's
on. Yeah, I think
It's on Oceanic.
I think it's channel 46. And it comes on Wednesdays.
But Lucha Underground, there's this guy named Brian Cage.
Brian
Who's-
Cage is a monster.
Yeah, the dude's. I mean, he's cool. He's a monster. He's called himself the Wolverine. But then,
He's cool.
but there's
Well, I mean, I only
don't
see
know
what I've watched.
Holly, like you've been watching AZW for.
Yeah.
You know Jeff Cobb.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's in Lucha Underground.
He is.
He signed a contract with Lucha. Oh, I'm sorry for everybody. Jeff Cobb is from Hawaii. Hawaii boy
Oh, man.
represent.
Oh, okay.
Now this guy,
Hawaii boy
he's a
represent.
beast. He's a beast.
He's going to be in Lucha Underground.
Okay.
Oh,
cool.
wow.
He's from Guam, Olympic wrestler.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
one of
this
my
guy
buddies.
is crazy athletic.
All right, well, we got to start wrapping it up here. I know me and Chad got a
Wrap it
show
up
to
like a
get to. Let's start getting into the plugs. Kaimana, what you got coming up? Where can people see you? Where can people find you?
You can always go to actionzonewrestling.com. Follow me on IG, Kaimana_AZW. I think my next show is I had too much beers.
April
27th, Monday. Come watch me at the Philcom.
Let's go.
April
All right.
27th?
Yeah,
April
this month.
27th.
Let's go,
Watch me at
guys.
the Philcom.
Let's go, guys.
We're going.
Fucking down.
I'm fucking
Yeah,
down.
let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, Chad's already got his tickets.
I'll add a chair shot for you guys.
Yes.
That'd be fucking awesome.
There we go.
Awesome. Chad, what you got to promote
I have. When's this going to be released?
tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, or tonight, maybe. Depends what time I get home. And if I decide to.
It's gonna be released
Drink
tomorrow. Let's not kid
You know,
ourselves.
Cozy's gonna be like, I'm gonna pick up like 2 more still reserved.
I'm kind of ashamed of myself right now. Usually this would be done by now, but I was wrapped up in the conversation.
Just
It's a good
it easy
conversation.
It's all good, bro. It's all good.
All right, so
This Wednesday, I'm going to be performing at Hawaiian Brian's. I'm going to be hosting. We have a couple of visiting comics from the mainland, Danny Cho and Walter Hong. Danny Cho is the writer and actor in a new movie coming out, K-Town Cowboys, about Koreatown, LA. We also have local comics,
Shout
Sean
out to
Felipe
Dumbfounded.
and Kathy Tanaka, also opening up for them.
great comedians. Come out and see that. And then you got a weekly on Saturdays, right?
I got a weekly on Saturdays. That's Fresh Funnies at Fresh Cafe downtown, 1111 Nuuanu Avenue. It is $5 at the door, $3 pre-sales. We do that every single Saturday. Always a fun time.
So it's at the downtown one, not the Kaka'aka one?
Yeah, downtown,
Okay,
the old
downtown,
Indigo.
right.
in Chinatown.
Swag.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I got a couple things to announce now. So we have, as I've been saying, Rory Scovel coming out May 2nd. I have tickets for that if you want to hit me up. Find it on Facebook. We're going to be at Hawaiian Brian's in the big Crossroads Theater there. It's going to be great. You're going to want to come to it. Also, the Monday after Rory Scovel on May 4th, we are starting a brand new show called Film Farce. If you guys are fans of Mystery Science Theater 3000, you're going to like that. It's going to be me and several of my comedian friends. In fact, Chad here's going to be on the first show. We're going to be watching.
Are we going down the highway?
We're going down the danger zone.
The danger zone.
Highway. Yes, we are watching Top Gun, and me and my comedian
What?
friends are going to be cracking jokes at it. That is going to be at 8:50 and right next to Iea
Yo,
Bowl.
let us know if you ever need guests for stuff like that. You guys gonna do like commentary and stuff for that?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're going to be pulling in people all the time to do that.
It's like if you guys
It's
ever
gonna
want to
be-
watch No Holds Barred, I have it on DVD.
There you go. But yeah, no, we're gonna be doing that every other Monday, starting on the basically the first and third Monday of every month. We're gonna be doing that. If it goes well and you guys turn out and you like it, we might even try and step it up and do it every Monday.
Nice.
So yeah, come check that out. It's at 8:50, right next to Iea Bowl in Pearl City. Quali, what you got?
Let's see. April 17th, I'm going to be performing at the Republic for an event thrown by Hawaii Cannabis Care called Free the Plant.
Free the plant.
Yeah, so me, Connor Boy, Hakuman, I think, let's see, WTP. There's going to be a lot of cats performing. House of Shim.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who else is there? There's some people that I'm not. Oh, the Steppers. They're going to be rocking. So there's going to be a lot of people rocking down there, all in support of legalized medicinal use. And,
HB 321,
you
son.
know, helping everybody out. So if you got it, light it, smoke it, and come down on the 17th. Let's see. Also, May 23rd, there's a special release party me and Connor Boy got coming up. So stay tuned. I'm going to drop more details on that in the near future. And June 3rd, even though this is a little bit in the future, I got tickets. I'm rocking at Republic again, the first night, kicking off the Inter-Island Music Tour.
Okay.
So,
Very nice.
Yeah, come see us at Republic. And then I think the next night I'm going to be in Maui. So, yeah.
All right.
Green leaf check. Okay, that's
That's
our
every month.
Yeah, every last Thursday of the month we got green leaf check. This month is gonna be me, Kawhi, and Pat Rock from KTOH rocking the turntables, ones and twos, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I'm gonna be hanging
Bringing
out
them
and
vibes.
hosting
Quality's hosting, and
and
hopefully
smoking weed in the parking lot.
and hypothetical on the visual stimuluses.
Get your visual stimulated.
Photos,
There we go.
irises,
You know what I mean?
every last Thursday of the month. Greenleaf Check. You can RSVP at greenleafcheck.com. You RSVP, you get in free.
Yeah, man. 18
Nice.
and up, dudes.
Okay.
And I want to
so
thank
check
About
that
the
out.
Goods for letting us use their space again. They've
Yes,
been
sir.
ultra supportive.
Shout
Thank
out,
you.
guys.
Shout out to
Thank
About
you.
the Goods.
Wave to the people.
What's up, John?
There you go.
Thank you, my Vin Diesel voice. Thank you.
Show him your hair.
I am Groot.
He's not gonna show you his
Why?
hair.
What's up with his hair? Now
Well,
he has to show it.
Well, because
Now you gotta show
all right, I didn't know that he had hair, honestly, because I always
he
see him
wore
with
hats.
hats.
Why? Because
And
he's
then-
funny. He's like LL
and then
Cool
one
J.
day I
He's
was-
be rocking hats all the
He
time.
just always has hats on when I see him. Then one day I was
Bruh.
over at my old job,
That's
and
like-
he came by without a hat on, and I was like, "This nigga got hair?"
Bro, that's like me because I shave my head almost every other day, and whenever I don't have my hat on, somebody is always like, "Oh, you shaved your head."
Yeah.
I'm like, it's always shaved.
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, I shave my head every day.
Yeah, I was just like, "What?"
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
that
What-
was the Aloha Broha podcast.
Dude, wouldn't it be weird if Bill Murray showed up right now?
And took a Canadian destroyer.
Then segue into the burning hammer.
Oh shit! Oh man.